Hi everyone and welcome back to the Bolton Fan TV Podcast. I'm back with Tyler. This episode neither of us have made notes, so it may be a rambling one and I apologise, but you know what, deal with it.
Apologise in advance.
But the general idea of what this episode is going to be is obviously we will talk about the Tranmere game. We always do, our upcoming games, which I'll be honest, I'm not looking forward to it. I can't lie.
Neither.
Our general idea of this episode is obviously transfers, considering we're still in January. Obviously, everyone that's come in, by everyone, I mean 3-4 players, something like that. Obviously our outgoings, we've had a couple. Let's start off with our previous game, which I've forgotten who that was against. I can't lie.
Cheltenham.
We've managed to nick a point, which it's a bit 50-50 if you ask me. Because I believe we spoke about a similar thing when I was on the Once and Never Out podcast the other day. The general point of what we were all saying was that, a point's better than nothing, but we should be starting games as we mean to go on. And by that, I mean we need to go out and want to win, not hope to get something. We managed to obviously beat them 1-0 the previous time we played them before our last game, and then we've managed to nick a point. What are your thoughts on the game, Tyler?
We should have beat them, because did you see the highlights?
Yep, could have been 6 or 7.
Apparently over the line headed clearance, we should have won 2-1, but the referee was blind and thought, oh no, it's not in, not over the line, 1-1.
Goes back to the same thing of earlier in the season, wasn't it? What was it, when a linesman gave offside and the ref didn't, even though the ref was in a better position. I'll be honest. In fact, let's spend a bit of time on referees then. I don't think we've spoken about referees entirely.
No, we haven't.
Where do I begin? I do think that I've said this for a few years. Since we were in the Championship, I've said it pretty much since then. The referees below the Premier League are just not good enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know, they're not.
You could argue, VAR came into the Premier League and, now it's all a bit of a shambles. But the referees have actually been diabolical in leagues below, including the Championship and below. There's too many mistakes. Now, obviously, I know referees have a very hard job. I'm not disputing that. But at the same time, when there are blatant mistakes happening and they could easily be avoided, that's where I have my issues. For example, like we just mentioned, earlier in the season, Bolton, I think that actually cost us the game as well, if I'm not mistaken. How does the referee, who's closer to the action, say, no, it's fine, the goal stands, but then the linesman who's on the other side of the pitch somehow has seen a handball? It doesn't add up. I know I said referees, but obviously that includes linesmen as well. I do think we need better refs in...
More experienced referees in all leagues.
That's not to discredit all the referees that are in, because there are definitely some good referees, for sure. But there are also some that are a bit... it also goes back to the thing of, should VAR be in lower leagues than the Premier League?
And I'm sticking on my answer. I'm saying yeah.
I think it should be, but it's the money thing. That's why I'm pretty sure that's why it's not happened. Because,
True.
Club like us, VAR, what's that going to cost, I just don't think we'd afford it, but you never know. I think eventually it might creep its way in some format. Because I'm pretty sure like we don't even necessarily use goal line technology, do we?
No and again.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I've never really seen it, but yeah. Let's move back onto transfers, which is a general thing. So, like we've just mentioned, the Cheltenham game, 1-1. I mean, it's 50-50 when we draw because it's like, okay, we've come back and managed to get a point. Prime example, Barrow, 3-3. Nobody saw that coming. So, it's literally like, yeah, okay, we can fight back and get something from the game, but we want all 3 points. Ian Everett actually made a comment that I saw. I've not read all of it and I've not watched his interview, but from one of the things that stood out to me on Twitter was he said something along the lines of that he's happy with where we are right now, which, to be honest, I am. That doesn't mean, we should settle for it, but, like, and then he goes on to say, like, if we start winning games, when we went on that little 5-game run of, playing out of our minds, that's what we need to do again, but consistently, and do it week in, week out. Because, and also, I saw Thogden say this. So, yeah, basically, Thogden said he was on a live stream, doing his Premier League stuff as he usually does. And he said that we've got the best team in League Two, pretty much, which I agree with him. That's not just me being biased.
I agree with him as well.
I agree. Like, the players we've got, Owen Doyle, top scorer last season in League Two. Delfonso, a very seasoned striker. Like, he's a very good footballer. We had Kioso, which admittedly he has now.
I'll tell you something in a minute about that.
But I can't believe that. But anyway, Kioso was a very, honestly, Kioso, baller. I'm trying to think who else has been performing consistently for us, I'll be honest. Kieran Lee now, who's come in. Sars. Like, the quality we've got in this side, we shouldn't really be sat in 15th. We should be in the top 5, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah.
But, I still, I think me and Tyler share pretty much the same vision. As long as we get playoffs minimum, I'm happy. But at the same time, I'm not too bothered if we just miss out and we stay in League Two, as long as we don't get relegated. That's the worst case scenario.
Yeah, because it's like it's going to be like a rebuild forever, isn't it? If we stay in this
already
division,
is a rebuild, which is
next season,
Sharon Britton has come out and said.
Yeah, next season we can try and go on. We'll push playoffs this time. If not, we'll go again and then again.
Well, we're already pushing for playoffs for sure, but I do get what you mean. As in, like, if we do not manage to make playoffs this season, then next season we'll be like, right, the minimum we want is playoffs. Because right now it's like when the uproar of Everett out. Sharon Britton
people saying that
exactly, and Shannon Britton came out. Sharon Britton, not Shannon, came out and said, Ian's here for the long run, which basically means, shut up, Everett Outers. You're not getting your own way. Everett's sticking with us for at least this season. Because, it's like, I don't remember who I saw say it, but somebody said, like, it might be Thogdad, actually, I'll be honest. In the same thing where Theo said that we've got the best team, he basically said, like, you stick with a manager. Unless they're completely useless, you stick with a manager for at least 1 year to 2 years, which I agree with, I can see Everett staying for at least 2 years, at least. Yeah. 2 years at Barrow and he got promoted to the Football League. Like, honestly, that could be a similar thing to us, except obviously, League Two up to League One, which, to be honest, I never thought we dropped lower than League One. And I don't think we're going to drop lower than League Two, but, anything can happen.
Hopefully we don't.
Honestly, I think I said it on the last episode, I think. If we drop to National League, oh my God.
Oh my days.
That would be a painful day, honestly. But, right, back to transfers. Obviously, we've had a couple of outgoings, as mentioned, and obviously a few incomings. As per usual, I don't know many of the people that we brought in. So,
Neither.
the only one I've seen a lot on is Kieran Lee. Now,
I've seen a lot
we
of it.
spoke a bit about it last time. I don't think he'd signed when we did last episode.
No, he didn't. He signed after the podcast went out.
Either a couple of days after or whatever. But yeah, Kieran Lee, everybody's raving about him right now.
Yeah.
Played for Sheffield Wednesday. Was very good last season, apparently, from what I've seen. And everyone's very excited, and as am I. On to that, actually, he's injured. So,
Great.
but no, it's looking like it's only for tomorrow's game, which is good, but at the same time, I wish he was playing tomorrow. I feel like if he was playing tomorrow, we might actually get something from the game. But yeah, Kieran Lee, apparently championship quality. Are Sheffield Wednesday in the championship? They're not, are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, they are.
Shows how much I know. Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be a very key signing. 18 months. It's going to be.
That's what we need. We need two playmakers. We've got two playmakers now, Kieran Lee and Sarcevic. Two playmakers.
But that's the thing. We've got the playmakers, but we're not supplying our strikers still, which is still a massive issue. I know Doyle got the goal against Cheltenham. I don't think I've watched the highlights fully, but yeah, Doyle could easily be on more goals by now, easily, and we're just not giving him the ball, and which is I think the main thing we need to work on, because our defense, we're still conceding goals and losing games, but our defense is not awful. Like, it is a very solid defense, And by the way, everyone getting on blooming Santos's back, being like, this, that, and the other, saying he's trash because he had one bad game. My God, just get a grip.
The lad makes one stupid mistake. Oh, he's so bad. No, he's not.
He's really bad. He's been a brick wall at the back. I'm not being funny. He's allowed a bad day. He's allowed it.
Baptiste's back every single game.
Exactly. And Baptiste is still in the team, but no one's getting on his back. I've seen a few people, but not everyone, like they got on Santos's back.
No.
Declan John. What? Do you know anything? Because I don't really.
Yeah. Ex-Swansea. Well, should I say, on loan from Swansea.
Yeah.
He got 7 assists from left back last season.
Not bad. One of the Swansea fan pages, I sent in, he was doing a question thing, and I sent in thoughts on Declan John, and said he was a pretty decent player when he did play for them. So, yeah, I mean, obviously he fits the type of football Everett wants to play, attacking football, getting the left back and the right back up, which he also played that role fantastically.
Yeah.
And with Kioso going, it's brought back emotions that I felt when Verlinden left. Genuinely.
He's gone to Holland now.
Yeah.
Signing permanently.
I mean, best of luck to Verlinden, Would have liked to see him back at Bolton, but never
I
mind. Outgoings. George Taft, big talking point.
Don't know what Everett's doing with that. Do not know what he's doing with that.
It goes back to the thing of usually the excuse is, he needs a bit more experience, but I don't think Taft does.
No, he doesn't.
The very few games Taft played, he was very good. He wasn't the best, but he wasn't horrendous. He wasn't like Baptiste,
He gelled with Delaney and Santos perfectly in that defence when he plays with them.
Yeah, and
but
then
Baptiste doesn't.
The only logical explanation I had was when it happened was the salary cap. And obviously with us bringing in Kieran Lee and stuff like that, I think that's why he may have gone. But at the same time, it might be in the best interest of Taft, because if he's not getting game time here, at least he can go out to, let's say, Scunthorpe and actually get game time, develop, come back, and be a beast for us next season if he gets played. You never know. But yeah, a lot of people did question about that, which I obviously understand. But at the same time, I kind of understand why Everett's done it. He's not getting game time, and obviously he does want to give everybody a chance. Could have argued that maybe Taft hasn't been given his chance.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'd criticise him on, if I'm honest. Should have at least given him a couple of games to see. Yeah, another one is Liam Gordon. Obviously, he was out on loan for a couple of months. He's now.
Was it Gordon or was it Greenwich?
No, it was Gordon, I'm pretty sure.
Or both of them. Don't know.
It was one of them. But yeah, I think it is Gordon. I'm sure I saw Gordon because I think we actually announced that one rather than.
Is it the one from Dagenham and Redbridge?
Not a clue. But anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is Gordon. So I'm just going to say it's Gordon. If it's not, correct me. But yeah, he's now had his loan extended until the end of the season. I don't really know why he got sent out on loan for only a couple of months originally.
I think it
didn't make sense.
I think they needed backups and then player to fill in. I think that's why they only did it a few months.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then, yeah, let me check, actually, because now you've got me questioning.
I don't know. I might be the one who's wrong.
I don't think Greenwich has gone out on loan, has he? I mean, I could be wrong, though. I don't have a clue. Another thing, we've actually spoken about this on the podcast before, but goalkeeper situation.
Oh.
Still a massive issue. Obviously, Jilks still doing better than Krellin, I'll be honest. I kind of do want to... I mean, a lot of Bolton fans might roast me for this, but I wouldn't mind seeing Krellin back in action just to give him another chance. Maybe he's built up his confidence. Maybe he's developed because of all the training. Obviously, I'm not saying just chuck him in against Tranmere because I do actually hopefully want to win that. But maybe against a side where we may be the favourites, chuck him in. I mean, the worst that can happen is we lose. But, I mean, we have done that with Jilks. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on the whole Krellin goalkeeper thing?
I think it is time for him to get some more game time, see what he can do. And then if he does well, right, play him in the next game, see how he does.
It was Gordon. It was Gordon that went.
Right, yeah, so I'm wrong then. If not, put Jilks back in, then Krellin can watch Jilks do what he does and then learn from that in training and then put him back inside. See what he does.
I feel like Krellin will have definitely developed because he's been out of the squad for a couple of months now, hasn't he? So I think he's definitely going to have developed, even if it is a very small bit. I mean, every little helps. But we do need to sign a keeper. And obviously, we're already on the 22nd as we're recording this. We've not got long left. But again, the issue is, I think we were actually supposed to send Krellin back, but because of the whole situation with them not having a manager, we couldn't send him back. So, I don't know. That was just rumours. I mean, there was also a rumour that he'd already gone back and then he's still in training. So, I don't know where that came from. I mean, I don't really know who would sign as a keeper, though. That's the only thing. I know for a fact you're going to say Jeskalainen from Crew, but...
No.
You definitely will.
No, I always say Bishop.
Bishop, oh, yeah, that was on the cards, isn't it? But, I mean, I've not heard anything of that. No, that's kind of gone cold. But again, I think it goes back to the salary cap. Because I don't think we can't send Krellin back until they find a permanent manager. And then obviously, because it goes back to the point as well, Jilks, I don't think can play week in, week out for a long period of time. I know he has done for the past few months and he's doing pretty well, but how much longer can he keep it going? Like, I don't know. Krellin, he's younger, That's no disrespect to Gilks, by the way, because Gilks is a very good goalkeeper, but, you know, the defence has let him down a little bit, but that's football at the end of the day. Tranmere game. Let's talk about it. Elephant in the room.
Oh God.
The return of Keith Hill, the Onion Man. You know, we're away this time. Maybe that means we can, you know, kind of... It would be sweet revenge, wouldn't it? Keith Hill beats us at home 3-0, and then we go there and beat them at home. I mean, regular viewers and listeners, you'll know how we both feel about Tranmere. Now, this isn't aimed at all fans, but there are quite a few fans, and I'll admit there are a few Bolton fans that are like this, but a lot of Tranmere fans, at least with my experience, are very, very, very deluded. Like, you know, I follow a couple of Tranmere fan accounts on Instagram and stuff. But seem like decent guys, you know? They're not like, oh yeah, we're going to smack you because you're trash. Like, a lot of them, it goes back to my tweet, actually. I got a couple of comments back on that. Did send out a tweet. Basically, last time we played them, you know, I mean, I still stand by this point, if I'm honest. I know the fans don't have it. Like, it was aimed at just Tranmere in general, not just the fans, because obviously the fans don't make transfers. But, you know, all like any Tranmere fan that comes at us and is like, oh yeah, you're this, that, or the other, and like, oh, you're trash, you're awful, you don't deserve to be in this league or whatever, just get relegated. If we're so bad, why are you signing ex-Bolton players? It doesn't make sense. You've just nabbed our blooming our ex-boss in Keith Hill. You've got Neil Dans. You've got Jay Spearing. Like, who else do you want? I don't know. Blooming next, they'll try and blooming go for Lafondra at some point. Christ.
I think they've got William Feeney, I think.
Yeah, they have now. Like, all Tranmere fans that are like, yeah, Bolton are awful. You're signing our ex-players. We can't be that bad. Which
who are we going to see next, Calder? Oh, we'll have Zach Clough.
I mean, that's a very interesting thing. What are your thoughts on Zach Clough going to Wigan?
Going to what?
Wigan.
I'll give it to him.
I mean, I've seen a lot of people, right? I mean, where do I begin with this? It's 50-50. A lot of things with Bolton fans, we are very simple. No disrespect, but we are very simple. If an opinion comes out, chances are you'll either be 50% for it or 50% against it. So this is exactly what I've seen with this Clough situation. There's a lot of Bolton fans, you know, Zach Clough, one of the players that's been adored by fans. Apparently he's been wanting to come back to Bolton for a while. I don't think it's going to happen, especially now. I
don't think it will.
Yeah, so apparently sources have tweeted that Clough is very close to agreeing a deal with Wigan, and a lot of Bolton fans are kind of disowning him, which I understand. Obviously, Wigan are up there with Tranmere.
Rivalry.
In fact, they're worse than Tranmere, and that takes a lot. You know, and like I said, I understand, you know, the rivalry. Wigan, in my opinion, are worse than Tranmere fans. But I just, like, at the end of the day, right, if you're going to, you know, look at a player and judge just because the club they've joined, you've got to look at it. Clough's not starting for Forest. He's got to go somewhere where he knows he's going to play and, you know, where he knows he's going to be hopefully influential. I hope he's not too influential just because Wigan. But, you know, a lot of Bolton fans are disowning him, which I don't agree with. At the end of the day, it's up to him, you know? I don't see anybody, you know, griefing blooming like Kevin Davis when he joined blooming Preston. Nobody griefed him.
No one griefed Jermaine Beckford. He joined Preston as well.
Exactly. Which Preston, okay, they're not as big as rivals, but like, still, it's a rivalry. You would not really want an ex-Bolton to sign for them. It's just unneeded, I think, really.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't mean that he doesn't like Bolton anymore. He's just doing what's best for him right now.
Doing best for his career.
Exactly. And he needs to play. He's not getting it at Forest. So he's looking to, I think it might be a loan deal. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, if he wants to go to Wigan, go to Wigan. He was going to get more game time, realistically. Although I don't really know how they're going to pay him because aren't Wigan still in the whole financial kerfuffle?
Don't think so.
I mean, I haven't heard anything about it. One, because I don't follow it. Two, because I'm not interested. But as far as I'm concerned, right, okay, I don't want to see them go bust. But at the same time, there is a very small part of me that wouldn't be annoyed if they did. And Wigan fans, before you all jump at me and be like, oh, I mean, Wigan fans probably aren't going to listen to this. But anyway, just in case you
jump at us anyway.
The only reason I say that is literally because when we were in a similar situation, you know, when Sky News humiliated us and did that whole countdown of, you know, oh, are they going to survive? When that all happened, a certain picture of a group of Wigan fans outside the Uni Bowl, all like celebrating because we were about to go bust. I mean, all I'm saying is, first of all, karma, because we're still here and we're still kicking. Quite literally, because it's football. Yeah, I mean, you know, whatever happens, happens. I ain't going to be annoyed about it, I'll be honest. But the majority of my feelings are, you know, I hope we can get out of the financial situation, if they haven't already. And yeah, because obviously it's not a nice thing, you know, Bury going, that is a bit of a rivalry. It's just not a nice thing to see.
Yeah.
And a lot of Bolton fans will understand because we were very close to that happening to us, which is why I'm very sympathetic towards clubs that are going through a similar thing. And it's also the same, you know, everyone in football, basically. Like, what I really like about the Bury thing, though, right? Not like the fact that they went under, but, you know, when they were preparing the stadium for the game, Bolton fans were there, you know, along with many other fans, Premier League clubs fans were going down. That shows what football can do to fan bases. Like Bolton and Bury, two rivals, and we've still got fans going down. And we all showed support and everything towards Bury, you know, because, I mean, we were both in the same boat at that point. Yeah, anyway, we did go off on a little tangent there. Back to the Tranmere game. What are your thoughts? What do you reckon is going to happen?
I'm predicting a 2-1 win. Hopefully, we get a 2-1 win.
Who's getting the goals?
I'm going to say maybe Isgrove and Doyle.
Decent. See, I want to be positive, but one is Tranmere, right? And to be fair to Tranmere, they're not a bad side, okay? They're not great, but they're not bad. They're average. But I don't know. I honestly, Tranmere games are the ones I look forward to the least. I do not like going up against Tranmere at all. It's not even because of the game. Like, if we lose the game, okay, cool. But it's the fans. All the fans that will jump on Twitter straight away and be like, oh, Bolton are this, Bolton are that. Like,
yeah.
Get over it. You've not won the league. Calm down.
Yeah, well, they're not even near the top of the league.
I mean, are we above them or do they go above us?
The 13th.
Okay, so a couple of places above us. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be another draw, if I'm honest, because I don't think the players are going to go out with the mentality. Like we said right at the start of this episode, we're just not going out there and, you know, playing the games as if we want to win. We're going out there and hoping to get something, which is not how you win football matches. If you're just going out with your fingers crossed, chances are you're going to lose, which we have done many games this season. So I see, obviously I want us to win. I think if we are going to win, I think it's only going to be like a 1-0, to be honest. Because we haven't been clinical either in past games. I'm going to go, you know what, I reckon it could be a very tight game, okay? So I'm going to go for a 2-2. which I'd take, to be honest, but I'd rather win. That's not just me saying, oh, yeah, I'd rather win just because, let me jump on Twitter and harass Tranmere fans. Like, I'm not going to stick to their level.
I never do that.
Yeah.
I never do that.
The only comment I've ever made on the Tranmere one was what I mentioned earlier about them signing ex-Bolton. But, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Let us know your comments. Let us know your thoughts in the comments if you are on YouTube. Which, by the way, hit the like button, subscribe. I'll be honest, I forgot we were doing the YouTube things. But anyway, so yeah. Also, as well, I just want to clear up. I think has it been like a week, 2 weeks since our last episode? Feels like ages ago. Okay, it's only been a week. That's good. We're on track. Because my aim, when we started the podcast, my aim was to try and do at least one a week, which hopefully 2021 we actually manage it. Because obviously we did take that massive break, and obviously we came back last week after New Year. I hope everyone is coping with lockdown as well, by the way. We're here again. It's just necessary at this point. Just stay at home.
How are you finding it?
Oh, I'm loving it. I'll be honest. Not the pandemic, don't get me wrong. Just being at home, not having to go outside. Because I play a lot of games anyway. One, it means I can stream more.
That's what I'm doing.
I say that, I'm actually doing less time, but still, I can stream a bit more consistently, which I like. I can just chill, don't necessarily have to worry about too much. And I don't have to face the cold, which is a bonus. But I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be at home. They're going to be struggling. It is a hard thing. We don't know when it's going to end, really. They say February. I mean, we thought it was only going to be like a month in March, and then it was like, 6? So, how are you finding lockdown?
Same as you. I play loads of games anyway. I go for stuff for my mum and that anyway. So it's like, right, I'm all going that and I'll come back in and then I'm not even worried.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, like I said, there's going to be a lot of people that may even be listening to this and are maybe struggling. Obviously, I think there are various places you can go for support, even if it is just talking to a friend. That helps. Stay strong. We'll get through it. We've done it, 3 times before? Something like that. Yeah. And 2021 is going to be better.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed, it can't get any worse. If it does, don't blame me. But,
blame Boris.
Yeah, blame Big Boz. But yeah, I mean, maybe try and find a new hobby or something. That tends to help. I know for me, mine isn't a new hobby, but I mean, like me and Tyler both said, playing games helps. It's already a distraction from the real world. Just playing games, streaming.
Streaming's my new hobby. I've been getting started.
Yeah, stay strong. You will get through it. If we all just follow these restrictions and stay at home, COVID will go eventually. If it doesn't go, then the vaccine's coming out, and that's progressing. We'll be fine. So yeah, thank you for listening. Obviously, if you're on YouTube, thank you for watching. And remember, like, comment, subscribe. And also, if you're on the podcast platforms, whether it be Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, whatever the other ones are, if there is a 5-star rating, if there is a rating system, that's what I was trying to say, then do give us a 5-star. Obviously, share the podcast around. I want to try and get more people listening. And yeah, obviously, follow us on Instagram as well, BDFC Fan TV. Yeah, thank you for listening, watching, and goodbye.